Good times, everybody. Here we are. Got the mic hot. And we are rocking and rolling. It is Drinks with the Band. I'm Chris Denman, and I'm wearing my own shirt tonight. That's what I do. Podcast All-Star at We Are Live Radio. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. If you're already here, we appreciate you. Tonight, our friend Abraham Alexander joins from Fort Worth, Texas. Very excited to talk to him. Here's some tunes. Very interesting, very talented guy. We've got some other shows coming up. On the 2nd, we got Madison Ward and the Mama Bear from Kansas City. That is going to be an interesting one. If you ever started a folk band with your mom, that's what Madison did. Alexander Kay, big star from right here in St. Louis. Huge following online. Very excited to speak with her. And Carolina Story on September 16th. I believe they were supposed to be here in town, but obviously plans got deferred. We do this every Wednesday, and our friends at Jack Daniels make it possible. Also, our friends at Snappy Bigman Coffee, thank you to them. The Kransberg Arts Foundation, big shout out to everybody who makes this possible. And one more thing, if you're feeling like you need help or you need to talk to somebody, St. Louis Counseling Services, stlouiscounseling.org, and you can also check out the podcast, Mental Health Matters. Big shout out to Tom and Debbie. Each week, I mentioned it, we speak to a band, but before we do that, we talk to our guy, E.T. That's Eric Tukowski, live from Los Angeles, and you can follow him on Instagram at SuperHype LLC. He's going to have a drink tonight. He always, he's like a special whiskey wizard. He gives away amazing prizes. We gave away a pair of Jack Daniels Honey Beats last week. We've got a very cool prize tonight. We'll tell you more about that in a minute. E.T., my friend, how are you, buddy?
Good, man. How you doing?
Whew, man, working through it. It's summer's ending. Like you start looking at stuff and you're like, you can't even get mad at the people who go nuts for like pumpkin flavors and you know what? We're making an apple flavored drink tonight. I'm okay with things. It's just the way things have been. It's just like smack dab in the wait. What? Oh wow, yeah, okay. It's about to be that time of year. So that's what I'm dealing with. Just a time continuum issue. How about you?
Not that. You know, I haven't thought about pumpkin things yet. I was too busy this weekend completing my honey-do list. If you're not married, you might not know what a honey-do list is, but honey do this, honey do that. My wife, not uncommon, had a very good idea. We live in LA, so a lot of our friends are actors and actresses, and she thought it'd be funny to get all of their first headshots and have them sign them and mail them over to us so we could put them on the wall like we're a dry cleaner or a pizza place.
Big fan of this, yes.
You can't see it, but next to all the Sinatra pictures, yes. Next to all the Sinatra pictures is an empty part of our wall that we spackled and painted this weekend. And now as we collect our friends' headshots, remember last week we were talking about issues at concerts, and I talked about my buddy Billy that inadvertently helped me almost get beat up.
Yes,
when I
shout out to Billy.
That guy's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Billy sent over his headshot. Now, he wasn't an actor, but apparently before he left Baltimore, he had aspirations of being a model. And he shared with us a picture of himself squeezing a mango over his bare chest.
Oh my goodness. That's not a photo shoot. That's a dude was into you and tricked you into taking photos of the mango.
Now this is what they're doing in LA. Yeah, take your shirt off, squeeze the mango.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I do love the idea. That's super creative, obviously. Did you spruce up your area, or are we just dealing with another camera angle? It's the best background in the business, and it looks even better tonight.
Yeah, we didn't I can't say we spruced it up, but we did move some of the Sinatra-ish stuff around to make room for the dry cleaning wall. So, but yes, the angle's a little bit different as well.
I'm a fan of that.
So and all of the things you just said, yes. That's happening.
I also like the fact that that you had to put in work to hang up your friends' hilarious pictures. Like this isn't just oh, there you go. It's you put a weekend in. You're doing it right.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you're going to do it right, and some of these people signing over are funny too, so it's good stuff. But yeah, so hopefully next week or in the next 2 weeks, you'll see that wall.
I'm looking forward to that. I will say for our drink tonight, I'm thirsty, so we'll get to that here in a minute. I do need I believe there is a coaster that I need that I'm missing, and there's one here in the studio, so I'm going to get that in just a second for the drink tonight.
Gotcha.
Before you tell us about that, you've always got great stories. We're thinking, so we've got on September 30th is our final show of the season, right? Of season 1.
Yes.
I'm just going to say, keep an eye out. If you guys like great stories, we're maybe planning to share a great story from the ET, I guess, cavern treasure chest.
Do I know what this story is that you're
I'll share it with
hyping
you.
up right now?
Super Hype LLC is your Instagram handle, so I want to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. But no, it's been a blast, kind of hearing some of these crazy stories, and I would expect nothing less from somebody who's the U.S. ambassador for Jack Daniel's. But real quick tonight, can you give us why you chose the drink that you chose?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Jack Apple is delicious, so I wanted to do something with Jack Apple. In summary, it's light. You know, apple can be very fall, but it's also, to me, a little bit, especially Jack Apple, it's nice and summery and crisp. So, you know, when I turned 21 a couple years ago, there was a shot that was really popular called Tequila Popper. It was basically tequila and Sprite, and you bang the glass against the bar, and it fizzes up, and you drink it. And it was really popular. And for some reason, they went, I don't know, I've never seen them done recently. And you know, when Jack Apple came out, I would experiment with all different flavors, and I realized that popper kind of combo worked really well. And then if you throw a cherry in, it's really fun because you have the challenge of doing the fizzy, lifty shot and then not swallowing the cherry. You have to hold it in your mouth while you do the shot, and then eat the cherry as kind of like your, dessert. So it's a fun little shot. Everyone can make it. It's interactive. You get to bang it on a bar. It makes noise, fizzes. Why not?
I'm a fan of this. It's kind of right along the lines with the Drinks of the Band mottos. And real quick, everybody, hit share, and you're part of the team. I'll say that. We have a prize to give away tonight. We'll get to that in just a moment, and we'll tell you a unique way that you can win that prize. I was saying, like, if we're going to do drinks, I don't just mess with, like, these bottom-of-the-line BS chemically enhanced cherries that you just get from anywhere. I only go top of the line with my cherries.
Oh, nice.
Do you perchance know of Dirty Sue? Finest quality cherries.
That looks really familiar to me. I heard they're delicious.
Yeah.
I heard they're fantastic.
I eat them for lunch sometimes. I'll be honest. Long days here at the office. It's like, that is not what they're for.
I guess there's worse. It's fruit, right? You're having fruit for lunch.
That's right. Keeps me happy.
Just happen to be rested in a little bit of American whiskey.
Yeah, it just happened to be. You guys check this out. You can go see these and get them delivered to you. Cocktail garnishes, Dirty Sue, fine quality, my friends. This is exciting. You want to get to making it? You think I can handle this?
Look, I think so. The drink itself is not. The drink itself is not challenging. I think the challenge is the hitting against the bar. It's getting that right.
Okay.
So you could use any. This is like a small rocks glass, or like these tall shot glasses.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
I'm gonna do the rocks glass. I'll do this one since it's similar to yours.
Thank you.
So very easy. The only real key to this drink that makes it really pop. No, see what I did there? Chilling down your Jack Apple and your lemon lime soda before you make it, because there's no ice in this drink. So you need to get the liquid cold. So if you put it in the fridge prior, you're good to go. So I have right out of my freezer a little bottle of Jack Apple, and it's 3/4 ounce. So there's no, you can measure, you can not measure. You just want like a half a shot. You could do up to an ounce, but you have to drink it. It's a whole thing, so you don't want to put too much in. Be responsible. You can always have more. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, and you're always putting out a good, responsible message as well. All right, so
And
we
then
got the
equal, yeah, you got the Jack Apple, and then you find a good lemon lime soda, Sprite or what have you, throw it in there. Same amount, about 3/4 ounce. And then I'm going to grab a cherry, toss it in there. Now this is the only part that really takes a little bit of skill. If you're at a bar, it's very easy to do. You grab a coaster.
okay.
If you're home and you don't have a coaster, if you have an old CD laying around or a package from Amazon, you cut a piece of cardboard off it or a couple napkins, but something that you could reuse would be ideal. You just need to cover the entire glass. This one has a great quote on it. Every day we make it, we'll make it the best we can. Do you know who said that?
Probably, I'm thinking this is an easy one. If you're playing along at home, be sure to comment. Let us know who you think it is. I think it's obviously George Mikan, former NBA center.
Oh my God, you're so close, but you're just a hair off, a hair.
Oh, found it.
And then once you have it, ready to rock and roll, cover, and you need I have a little mat on my bar to kind of avoid all the noise I'm going to make banging this. You just want to bang it up and down a few times and get the soda to fizz up. So if you can see, we have a nice fizzy lifty drink.
Got it. Nice work.
And then
Cheers.
you just drink it all down. Catch the cherry. Delicious.
That is delightful. I'm into it.
Right?
Yeah, here it is. If you want to play along at home, I highly recommend the Dirty Sue cherries. They're very, very good. Jack Apple coming through, though. That is very good.
Yeah,
you're right.
The apple is really refreshing. I mean, we've had it, so I've seen it in fall drinks as well, which is coming around the corner. But, this and a little bit of soda water, squeeze a lemon, delightful.
That's what I was going to say. That's a good point. Because if you think of apple, you're like, okay, yeah, that's fall or whatever. But no, that tasted summery too. So it works both ways.
Think about summertime candy apples, right? You go to the, back in the day when you went places, you went to the county fair and you got a candy apple. It's delicious.
Did you do the county fair stuff in Philly growing up? Do you have any were you a dirty little kid running around with goldfish that you won that are going to die in 2 days?
Yeah, we had, I'm trying to remember. We did have the ones that set up until I think someone's parent is like, how safe are these rides?
Right.
But we also used to, in Harrisburg, which wasn't too terribly far, they had a farm show every year. And in school, that was like a day trip where you would go out and, pet cows and, play with farm animals. And I mean, I think other people went there to look at new equipment and stuff, but we went there to not be in school and, pet animals.
The mix at county fairs or fairs like that of just dirtbag kids like myself, I was one, running around causing trouble or just having fun, and then the people that are there, they're like, I'm heading here to buy a tractor tonight. I love that back and forth.
It is. Those places to me are the best people watching. We used to go to Reading, PA. They have a big flea market. It was the greatest place on earth. We would walk up and down the aisles, and most of it's trash and some of it's treasure that you really want. And at the time, this is also a weird thing. At the time, me and my buddies collected beer cans. Now, if you think about that now, a 12-year-old collecting beer cans is really odd. And I remember we were leaving and we found a pink can of Budweiser. We're like, oh my God, it wasn't even for sale. It was on the ground. And we're like, this is amazing. We found the rarest can of Budweiser ever made. And we were so happy until my father finally was like, it's possible someone just threw that on the ground and the sun faded it from red to pink and it's not really worth anything.
Way to go.
I was so heartbroken.
I appreciate your dad doing that because that put you in your place and it made you a little more humble. If he would have encouraged you and be like, you know what, great job. And you know what, I don't know why, but I believe in you. And that is a pink Budweiser. It's your limited edition. You would be, you would be a monster. I wouldn't be. Everything would be. It would be way different. So shout out to Pops. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good advice giver. Do you know what, so we're talking about punk kids, you know what punks are? Those things you light,
Yeah. Absolutely.
like they keep the bugs away, but
It's a
at
safe way
night
to
they go,
light fireworks, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So we would light them. We would always play like Freedom and Capture the Flag and Summer Nights, and we would light these punks and have fun. And they were a hot commodity, you know, because they don't last forever, so you need more. And there was a couple kids in my neighborhood that were older than us, and I was riding my Schwinn Stingray around the neighborhood, and I run into these two older kids, and like, hey, you want to buy some punks? I'm like, oh my God, yes I do. And I'm like, how much? Like, a quarter will give you one. I'm like, no way. So I like ran home as fast as I could. I'm like going through the junk drawer looking for a quarter, and my dad is like, what are you doing? And I tell him what I'm doing. He's like, oh, cool. He's like, I got a quarter in my pocket. I'm gonna give it to you, but as soon as you get home, we're gonna take a little ride. I'm like, great. So I go and I buy this punk, and I'm so excited. I'm like, really? Quarter? Like, yeah, man, here you go. So I bought it, ran home, so excited. It wasn't dark yet, so there's nothing I do with it except wait 3 more hours. And my
With
dad's
your
like,
punk in here.
just my one punk. And my dad's like, all right, come with me. So we drove, I don't know, 6 blocks to the shopping center that I usually walk to with friends, like associate producer Mike Cook. And we go into the Five and Dime store, and there hanging on the rack is a bag of 10 punks for, you guessed it, 25 cents. So now I want to kill these guys. I'm going to go, you know, use whatever
Exact
I learned
revenge.
on whatever TV show of Incredible Hulk and go crazy and just
Sure.
beat up these older guys. And my dad's like, well, it's not really their fault. You're an idiot. You know, like it's kind of like, yeah, they took advantage of you, but you let them. You said yes. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's a
more
lesson.
lessons learned from my pop. So needless to say, me and Cook locked one of those kids in his own shed for about a half a day once. I didn't fully learn the lesson. I didn't fully learn the lesson.
There comes a time where you got to do that too. I'll do this, and we'll tell you what kind of prize you can win tonight. This is awesome. Producer Matt. Hey, Matt, how are you? I don't know if he's still there. Are you excited for the prize announcement tonight?
I'm so excited.
He really is.
My
My favorite like dad ridiculous thing, like parents definitely like put us in like like kickboxing, boxing, karate stuff when we were super young, and I played sports, all that, whatever. There were a bunch of older kids on our block too, and one was just angry that something had happened, and I can't remember the age difference, but it was enough where I remember I was reaching up, and I was usually tall. Long story short, my dad came home as I had like mounted a dude and like it was like laying down some punishment, and it was real, and it was like face hits, and my dad, like something happened where the guy reversed me, and we're standing up, and he kind of worked me over for a second, and he just watched, he let me kind of go, and then I took the guy back down and was back down like pummeling his head, and my dad finally called me off. He's like, that's enough. But at first, all the other kids were like, oh, your dad's home. Stop fighting. And I was like, yeah, I'll see. I'll take my chances. And he let it kind of go. But he didn't let it go too far. So shout out to my dad, too.
Yeah, nice.
And I wouldn't tell a story if I didn't win the fight. So we'll keep moving forward on the show. We've got Abraham Alexander coming up in just a bit. But our friend E.T. gives away kick-ass prizes every single week. Cheers to you, sir. You've done a great job. I made a cocktail out of your ingredients as well. I'm excited about it. What are you giving away tonight, man? This is exciting.
So since we're talking about childhood, you probably haven't seen one of these in a long time, but they were very popular back in the day, these instant camera type things. These Polaroid one-steps.
Yeah.
You just hit a button and the picture comes right out of the camera. You don't have to go to there used to be a store you took film to. Film is what pictures used to be on.
Oh, thank you.
Have to take film to a store, give it to them for a few days, and they would develop it into a picture.
And I believe Robin Williams would develop your film for you, right? Is that how it worked? Okay.
Creepily, yes.
In a weird way. Okay.
But yeah, so it, this camera did it all inside the camera. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So we, I guess, got a hold of the people that make these cameras and decided to make a Jack Apple version of this Polaroid. Look at that.
Phenomenal.
That's so great. And if you win this tonight, you have to send us not just like a digital picture of you with it, like a selfie from your phone. I'm gonna need you to mail me a photo of that you
hard
take
copy.
on this. So you can win this. And then what were you thinking for how people enter to win? I actually really like this. I don't know why I had to say actually, but I love the idea for how you enter to win.
Oh, so I'm thinking, again, it seems like tonight's one of those nights down memory lane, right? So
Nostalgic.
let's stay down that memory lane. And I don't know why it came up the other day, but I was thinking about my prom song, or the song the slow dance prom song. And mine was Open Arms by Journey.
That's great.
Which is pretty fun. So I thought it'd be fun to see what other people's prom songs were. I mean, my junior prom song was Stairway to Heaven, which is normally prom song, so it's very odd that got bumped by Journey. But anyway.
Yeah. What about you, producer Matt? What was did you go to a prom?
I did.
What was your prom song? I like
Mine
hearing these.
coincidentally was With Arms Wide Open.
Oh,
Wait.
wow.
Yes.
Wait, With Arms Wide Open.
Oh, yes.
With Arms Wide Open.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, one of those mini bands that
Was
did
that
that whole
Creed?
thing. I think so.
Okay, Creed, yeah. Shout out to Scott
So-
Stapp.
Yeah. Things
So
didn't
can I
change very
just say
much.
that my song was a Throwback Thursday song? I didn't hear it when it actually came out. If he's talking about Creed. That just
Creed.
puts about 18 years on me over producer Matt.
Dude, mine is so dated as well. So let us know in the comments your theme song for your prom, and let us know you're entered to win. You can win the Jack Daniels. And also, ET, let me know your shirt size. He hooks you up with a prize pack as well. It's not just the awesome prizes. There's always more, and it's so cool of him to do that. Mine was Eve 6, Here's to the Night. Like, could there be a more early 2000s song? Like, is it a boy band? Is it punk? Like, what is it?
I think I need you to sing a little bar of that. I don't know if I know this yet.
I'm just like, here's to the nights we felt the light. It's like that. Here's to the tears you
that
knew
was
you'd
awesome.
cry.
So-
Yeah, I mean, it was. I actually just sang it better than Eve 6 did. But that definitely, like, I think about that, and I'm like, couldn't we have been one of those that did, like, Time of Your Life by Green Day? Like, that started in 1999 for people's graduation, but I would have taken it as a prom song. But at the time, I was definitely probably like, yeah, it makes sense. I get it. So let us know your prom song, and I don't care if it dates you. Put them in the comments. You're entered to win. Show them the prize again, Matt. Thank you, sir. A Polaroid. Well, I don't know if that's a brand, but it's a one-shot camera.
Instant camera.
Instant camera, Jack Daniel's Tennessee Apple, making it happen. They're also making this refreshing drink happen tonight. So
Yes.
cheers to ET. Cheers to all of you listening, watching, hanging out. All you got to
Speaking
do,
of,
comment.
Developing pictures. My grandmother, my mom's mom, had 4 sisters, so it was 5 girls and a single mom, so it was terrifying. But one of the sisters moved down to Atlantic City back in the day, and her husband, my uncle, was the official photographer at the 500 Club in Atlantic City, where the Rat Pack used to play and where Martin and Lewis actually became a thing. I think one of them's partner didn't show up for the show, and they put them together like, hey, you're with him tonight. And that's how Martin and Lewis started at that club. And he was the photographer there. And unfortunately, I don't think we have any of those pictures. None.
That's definitely too bad.
Yeah, it's really a bummer. But yeah, the guy that owned it is a guy named Skinny D'Amato. And I don't know if he owned a house or someone in the D'Amato family owned a house across the street from very, very, very good friends of my family. And much like the Hollywood Walk of Fame, at 500 Club, they would have people put their handprints in cement. And then when it went under, they cut the cement out, and it was their back patio. So one night, 100% sober, me and my buddy tried to climb the fence and to see if this is a true story or not.
Sure,
And
of
I was
course.
unable to get over the probably 3-foot fence, and I never saw whether it's true or not. But as far as I know, it exists.
You must have been sore from all the volunteering at the orphanage earlier that day. I get it.
Right.
I've been there.
Must have.
ET, we're giving away a prize. Again, drop your comment with your prom theme song, and you're entered to win the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Apple one-shot camera, and a Jack Daniels prize pack. E.T., we've got a very talented musician coming in from Texas tonight. Would you like to meet Abraham?
I would love to. He rocks.
Abraham Alexander joins the show. We're pleased to have him. Abraham, how are you, man?
I'm well. How about yourself? How are you doing?
Doing great. E.T., Abraham, E.T.
How are you, man?
Outside of being a touring musician, E.T. has the coolest job in America. He's the U.S. ambassador for Jack Daniels. So always appreciate hanging out. Absolutely. So Abraham, you were going to do this from your house. You picked up a gig at a studio. This is like, hey, from our pain, people will flourish. You're at a recording studio right now. I saw your Instagram. If you guys go follow Abraham Alexander on Instagram, you'll see this. He's in a recording studio. He picked up a last-minute gig, and I get so excited. I was like, oh, this dude's got pipes. He's going to have all these cool shit planned. And then we had an interface issue. Don't worry about what an interface is. I just learned what it was today. And now we got to call it out. You're at a recording studio and we're making the best with a cell phone. And you know what? I'm fine with it.
How sad. Yeah. You know what? That's life, right? That's 2020 in a nutshell right there.
Right.
That is. That's a
Yeah.
good point.
That is all your plans being pulled from underneath you. And you're having to make do with what you got. That is the essence of 2020 right there.
Well, cheers, everybody. And E.T., we're not going to get rid of E.T. just yet, but cheers to you. Cheers to Abraham. And we're going to make it through this. I bet we have a good time. That's all I'm saying.
I do have one thing to say to Abraham.
Please.
I have many things to say since I never met him, so I have tons of questions. But, you know, I was listening to a lot of his music today, and it's really, really, really talented. But one thing I will say that made me think you're even better is you have a cover song on your Spotify of Wicked Game.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people when they cover songs, they cover it like the artist did. And in my opinion, the artist already did that song. So what's the point of doing it the way they did it? So to me, a sign of a really talented person is making that song their own. And that's a really, like, I didn't even know it was that song for a minute. I was like, wow, this song's really cool. And then I realized it was that song. I'm like, wow, he did an amazing job, putting his own twist on it. So cheers to you, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I always try to approach other people's songs. Because for me, like, it's hard to do covers. And so when I approach people's songs, it's like, all right, what if I wrote this? Like, how would I undertake it? So appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's great.
So true. And you guys, you can support Abraham, follow him on social media, share this stream, let people see what a bright star he is and what he's turning into as we get to. Again, I'll do it. I feel like we have to do this every show. Shout out to Katie Tupin for making it happen. Gotta love the Katie Tupin connection. Not mad about that at all. E.T., you're giving away a one-shot camera tonight.
Yeah, man. And some other swag. So the one-shot camera is going to come, you know, it'll show up at your house one day, surprise, but there'll be another little surprise coming from LA with some fun stuff in it as well. So it's not just the camera. You're going to get some other cool stuff from Jack Daniels.
It's very cool. I'm trying to think. I'll share this with you guys. We had a Polaroid at my college house, and we lived in if American Pie was your, year that you failed out of college, that was the home that we lived in. We had 6 guys living there. We did do one night where this is for the time, it was fairly creative. We took a photo every hour starting at 4 p.m. with a Polaroid, and we tacked it onto the wall, and it went from 4 p.m. to 5 a.m. the next day. And there were photos every hour for the entire night. So that's the best work I've done with a Polaroid. It was a group of 40 people, and it dwindled down to, whoever was awake last. So
I'm doing that tomorrow.
just you and your wife and the dogs. Okay.
Challenge accepted.
Keep it moving. E.T., we love you. People can follow you on Instagram at SuperHypeLLC. He's the U.S. ambassador for Jack Daniels. And thanks for the great drink tonight. Thanks for the great prize. And guys, if you want to win the prize, all you have to do is tell us what your prom song was. Mine, Eve 6, Here's to the Night. I didn't want Abraham to hear that. And then E.T., what was yours? Journey?
Yeah, Open Arms.
Open Arms. What was yours, Abraham? Do you remember your prom song?
I'm pretty sure it was a Millie by Lil Wayne.
You guys are so much cooler than us.
I'm pretty, I'm pretty sure that was the song. Yeah.
Oh
Lil
my
Wayne,
gosh.
a Millie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, ET, we'll see you next week. Follow him on Instagram at SuperHype LLC. Thanks, buddy.
All right, man. Good to see you. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Take care. Good to meet you.
Cheers, my friend.
All right.
Abraham Alexander joins Drinks with the Band, and we're pumped to have you, man. You're in Fort Worth. You picked up a gig at the studio. Can you talk about what's going on at the studio? Like, how's it work in weird times, like with gigs that a talented dude picks up?
Oh man, so this one is it's a good cause. So with everything that's going on, we're trying to make a compilation of different Texas artists that are in Houston, Fort Worth, Dallas, Austin, and do something. And it's predominantly just Black artists, and then they're wanting to release it around Black History Month, and all the proceeds are going towards different causes to really uplift communities and different things like that. So this one was awesome. Yeah. So I was, this one I was like, I normally would say no, especially when it's last minute, but it's such a great cause that I just had to. I felt compelled, so I had to take it.
Whenever it comes out, we got to get you back on and let more people know about it. I love that, and I love that you're being a part of it as well. We just saw it today, so we were working with a podcast that we produce with a couple comedians in Los Angeles, and news broke after the shooting in Kenosha, Wisconsin. NBA basically shutting it down, and then you're seeing that trickle over to at least Milwaukee at the time we started this show. The Brewers protesting, just with you saw LeBron. I saw LeBron James tweet out the most passionate thing I've ever seen him tweet out. So I'm hoping that artists and athletes and folks that hold the power can enact some real change. And it probably feels weird to say that, but as far as like connecting you to that, but like that's what you're doing. Like so, I hope the actions that you're taking tonight, man, I hope they push forward and make some change. So I'm happy for you that you had the opportunity.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Truly, I'm trying to, because I'm in a tender position mentally right now where I'm being very careful about how much I see and how much I take in. At times I don't have as a person of color, I don't have the luxury to do that really. But with COVID, George Floyd, there's so much that you can take in before you just completely break. And I am at that breaking point where I can't really dive into this certain incident. Like I haven't seen the video. I haven't tried to do my research, because I think if I do, I will completely lose hope in humanity, honestly. And so it's so bizarre what is happening, and for people to still be delusional. It saddens me that when someone of color, has a run-in with the police, everything that comes out is his background, what was he doing, his previous incident, what type of food he ate when he was in high school, him slapping his mom when he didn't come home. Like all these things come out in order to venalize an individual, where within the foundations in which we rely on says a man is innocent until proven guilty, but yet we bring out all these rap sheets just to villainize him and to completely crimson people's eyes when it should be a human being. And the fact that it took 7 bullets, and I keep hearing friends say that he had people, his kids in the back of the car. Like, that breaks me. Like, how now there's a perpetual cycle of children who now have the image of their father being killed in front of them. So how now can you console them? How can we help them overcome that vision, that nightmare, that they will never overcome that? So now you have this perpetual negative cycle that we've just you know, there's an inception of that. So how do you heal it? How do you break that cycle? And it's heartbreaking, but I can't get myself to watch it. Maybe, you know.
No, you're not going to
Yeah.
help. You're not going to help yourself, and especially too if you're cognizant of where you're at and where
Yeah.
that's at. So personally, you can make changes, but that doesn't mean you have to wade through all of the nastiness. I mean, you're aware, you're helping where you can, and you're educated on what to improve. I think to answer your question, like there is no real like immediate answer or would have already happened, but I think I think the hope that smart and reasonable thought processes prevail. And again, we're sitting here, we're supposed to be having drinks, listening to music, all that stuff. Like it's important. It's what's on people's mind. So I'm glad I'm glad you're able to help in the way that you're helping. And I hate that that people, you're not unique in that fact that you feel like that. So I hate that other people are suffering as well. And I don't know. I hope it improves, and that's all we can do, right?
Likewise. Am I frozen, maybe?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
there.
were for a second. You gonna come back here?
I hope.
Yeah, we'll see. I can still hear you okay. If you need to log out, log back in. We can always figure that out before we
All right, let me try that.
jump into some tunes. Yeah, no worries. We'll get Abraham Alexander back on in just a second. Strings with the band. We are giving away a one-shot camera tonight, and all you have to do is tell us what your prom theme song was. Mine was Eve 6, Here's the Night. I hope I'm not wrong. That would be embarrassing that I would admit to that. Next week, we've got Madison Ward and the Mama Bear. I'll repeat it. He started a folk duo with his mother. If it was Chris Denman and the Mama Bear, I'd be okay with that. My mom and I out on the road, just hitting it, going crazy. Alexander K on the 9th, and then Carolina Story, 9/16. If you guys tuned in for, I believe, our second episode, Hayes Carl, to date, I think that's our most viewed episode. Carolina Story was touring with Hayes Carl. They're very good. It's a duo, very talented, so we're very excited to have them back. I will also use this time to let everybody know you can go support Snappy Bigman Coffee. You can order that coffee online. They're a local St. Louis coffee provider. We've got it here in the office. Our engineer, Nathan, was in here earlier today, and I made some coffee, and he said, oh, I get the good coffee today. I guess he did a good job, and I gave him the top shelf stuff. So shout out to Nathan, and shout out to Snappy Bigman Coffee. Shout out to Kransberg Arts Center and Kransberg Arts Foundation, and also our friends at St. Louis Counseling Services. Jack Daniels presents this each and every week, and we've got I keep saying this. We've got Abraham Alexander on tonight. He's going to play some songs. We'll get his connection worked out. But here's what you do. You hit share, and we'll get you hooked up with a T-shirt. We'll pick a random person who hit share. We'll hook you up with a T-shirt, and then also comment in the comments what your prom song was. So very excited to see some of those. Matt, I don't know if we have any early submissions. If we need to come back, we can always check on those. But I don't know if you saw anybody dropping a few.
Oh, we've got a couple.
Okay, what do you have?
We've got Coldplay's The Scientist from Brittany Ann.
Oh, shout out to Brittany Ann. So The Scientist, I'm guessing she graduated, what, 2003 or 2004?
Like it,
yeah, or you could have had just like a cool group of kids if it was 2007. The Scientist, you may make fun of it at home. Watch that video at 3 a.m. with all your teenage friends. You'll sing along to it, and you'll go, this means a lot, man. They shot the video in reverse, too. So that means a lot.
Our pal Michael Cook says, Say Hello, Goodbye by Phil Collins was his senior prom song.
That's actually pretty cool now that you look back on it. At the time, it was pretty popular, but that's pretty nice. I like that. Associate producer, Michael Cook. Thank you. Give him his proper title.
I apologize.
That's what we expect.
Associate producer, Michael Cook.
Yes. Yeah, so let us know your prom songs in the comments. You're entered to win a Jack Apple camera. Other things happening in the world, producer Matt did admit that a Creed song was his senior song, so we're going to work through that. We're going to have to talk about that after the show. I'm trying to think of just like bad shows that I've seen because of your bad senior song, Matt. I went to a Papa Roach concert, and I'm actually really embarrassed about that. I think I was 18, and You know, the losing my sight, losing my mind. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it was definitely like I deviated because I was like a go see Blink 182 guy. Like at the time, it was like I'd pop into a Taking Back Sunday show or something. And I went and saw Papa Roach. You know why? Because I was an idiot and I thought it was fun to get into a mosh pit and jump around. So I blame the local radio station, 105.7 The Point, for indoctrinating me to such horrific music. I don't know.
Can I co-sign on that?
At the time, I had fun. You were probably there.
I was probably there, but equally, I went to a Saliva concert. So
That's worse.
I would agree.
Papa Roach, at least.
Had a hit.
No, they're both bad.
Click, click, boom was a good time.
Wait. You ready?
I am.
You ready? Click, click, boom.
And we're
that's awful. Yeah, that's sad. And if you want to hit share and then also let us know an embarrassing concert you attended earnestly, not like a funny like, oh, I'm seeing Gwar or this ICP show is so silly. No, that doesn't count. I need something earnest.
How about I throw this at you real quick?
Okay.
What do you think the percentage of people watching this would have listened to, like Aerosmith "Don't Want to Miss a Thing" as their senior song?
See, that's the thing.
I think that was.
I'm actually okay with that, though. Yeah, and then Green Day, "Time of Your Life" was
exactly
graduations. I'm okay with "Don't Want to Miss a Thing" because listen, you bastards, we can all make fun of Armageddon, and we can all make fun of that damn song. That song broke records. That movie broke records. We were all listening to it. We were all watching it.
I cried a little.
And you know what? They had his picture at the wedding. So, listen, and Aerosmith was cool as F in the 70s and probably most of the 80s and 90s. Yeah, when he put his daughter in a music video to, at the time, very controversially, like, kind of mess around with a big-time act. Well, I don't know if Alicia Silverstone, but think about that. Steven Tyler cast his daughter, Liv Tyler. Liv, if you're out there, I'll DM me. Cast his daughter with Alicia Silverstone in a music video where they're like real flirty and all over each other. In the early 90s, that's a cool dude. He doesn't care. And the stuff they did in the 70s, none of us will ever be able to achieve that. I think on a low level, Steven Tyler probably had the best touring rock reputation of all time. You think it's David Lee Roth, don't you? It's not. It's Steven Tyler.
Solid.
And then he got to make all that. That was their first number one. That was their number one hit, by the way. First ever. Billboard number one. Don't Want to Miss a Thing. After 20 plus years of
sure?
I'm serious. No, it was their very first number one. Sweet Emotion, Dream On, all that. No, not number one. And then I bet they went number one with that stupid Pink song too.
Holy cow, you are not joking. I Googled it to check you because sometimes I don't believe things you say, and it was 25 years for them to get it.
Yeah, for number one. And they, arguably, like, some of their songs are some of the greatest ever.
Of all time.
Do we have Abraham?
Get a Grip was a great album.
Yeah. I remember seeing people draw that on their Trapper Keepers, and I was like, what are they drawing, that milk udder? No Abraham?
No Abraham yet.
Well, we've had Abraham Alexander on. If you need a little break, you can go to Spotify or Abraham's website. You can check out his music. Very talented individual. Highly recommend you check out the songs. I'm going to check this real fast. Getting a text. This is what COVID's all about, people.
I think we've got him back.
He's on.
Hold on a second.
He's on. And Abraham, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
We can. We can't really see you. Oh,
Whoa.
there. Whoa. Hello.
Hi. Is
You
it
know-
all jacked up?
You know what? It's the aesthetic for tonight. That's what we're going to say. Do you see this? You got to roll, baby. That's what you got to do. I can hear you okay. If you're comfortable with it, we'll hear some songs.
right.
If we got to cut down from the 4-song set to 2, I don't care. We'll slap a photo up, re-upload it, and people will just be like, wow, he's really, really good at being still while he plays music. That's what we'll do.
I love that. You know what? Maybe we just have to just do this again. That's what's going to happen. Come back.
Oh, no, I got to talk to you again. What the hell? No, well, absolutely. We can do this again. Our friend Womack from the band Future Birds, the first ever time we tried to have him on, I believe it was our virtual happy hour, the critically acclaimed virtual happy hour, mind you. Abraham, I know you were curious. When Womack from Future Birds comes on, I'm pumped. I'm like, dude, I just saw your Rolling Stone article. I'm so excited. You blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, can't hear you. Can't hear. And you know what? We've done like 4 shows together since. So unfortunately, you've made a friend tonight, and you're going to have to do more. Your feed is picking up. So I don't know if you feel like jumping in with a song. Let's hear one, man.
Let's do it. Awesome. This one's called Stay. It is on the record that I released, or the EP that I released out. And it was about my time in London. And I was recording the project that Abbey wrote and got to live there for a little bit. And I was homesick. So this is what this song is about. So also, I'm playing this really cool guitar that's taken the high end of the 12 string, and it's this is what it is. So it's a cool little voicing. So yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. I was wrong, I know. Am I the one to blame? I found another home. Heard her calling out my name. Tell me if I go too far, I become the lonesome lone star. Tell me if I go too far, would I ever find my way back? I wonder if I stay, would I ever see home again? I wonder if I stay, now would that be my journey's end? I wonder if I stay, would I ever feel love again? I wonder if I stay, now would that be my journey's end? I love the summer rain, but I miss Libby's face. I love the London streets, but I miss the Texas highway. Tell me if I go too far, I become the lonesome lone star. Tell me if I go too far, would I ever find my way back? I wonder if I stay, would I ever see home again? I wonder if I stay, now would that be my journey's end? I wonder if I stay, would I ever feel love again? I wonder if I stay, now would that be my journey's end? No matter where I lay my head, you know where my heart remains. No matter where I lay my head, you know. I wonder if I stay. Da, 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 da. Ah, na 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 na, yeah. Say, I wonder if I stay.
would I ever see home again? I wonder if I stay. Now that be my journey's end.
And you still persevere with a beautiful song, and you sounded freaking amazing. And you know what we're going to use that as? We're going to use that as a teaser, and we're going to have you back, and we're going to rock out. We're going to rock out like a 4-hour conversation, and just like do every song you've ever thought of. No, I think given the technical issues, that's a great end to the performance stuff. I don't want to make you push through the 3 after you've had some frustrating stuff happen, but you got to do it. You got to commit live on air. We're going to redo this.
I'm down.
He's in. He's in. We're still going to give away some really cool prizes, and I got a T-shirt option for you, Abraham. We need to talk about that. We need to get some people wearing your stuff. Abraham, where do people follow you? How do you want people to interact with you? I highly recommend you check out the Instagram. Spotify, a ton of people listen on Spotify. That song he just played, like 30 million people listen to that thing. So be sure to support him that way. Is there a good way? Do you like people just go to your website? What do you want them to do?
Find me on Instagram. Find me on Facebook. Website is great as well. But everyone uses Instagram now. And so, like, reach out, say what's up, and we can grab a drink maybe or 2.
Okay. Fort Worth, you doing well in Fort Worth? Everything good in Texas?
Everything's great in Texas. I am cultivating community, and that's been my saving grace is my friends and my family, and us just doing small dinners or whatever it is, just making sure that we're checking in on each other and speaking life into one another, and just making sure that we're all good. There's a small pocket of musicians that I'm very close with, and they have been that saving grace for me. So that's what's keeping me going.
That's incredibly important. And shout out to Brittany in the comments, just saying thank you for sharing and being vulnerable earlier about how you're feeling about everything right now. So
thank you.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight. I will say this. I've got a conversation with our friend Ron Gallo coming out. That's one-on-one. That's tomorrow. Check that out. You'll appreciate it. Ron's a very talented musician. He was on Drinks with the Band, I don't know, a few weeks back, months back. We're going to do the same thing. We'll work it out with Abraham. We'll get him back on, have some great conversation, play some more songs, and rock it out. Abraham, super nice to have you on, and I'm excited for the project you're working on there at the studio in Texas. Thanks so much for jumping on, man. It was a good tease for people tonight.
There you go. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your candor and just you being patient with me.
Get out of here.
So,
dude.
God bless, man.
Looking forward to the next one. Thank you so much, Abraham. Thanks to everybody. If you haven't yet, drop us your prom song. Tell us what it was. You can win a prize from Jack Daniels. We'll be back soon. Thanks, everybody.